Have you ever heard a story so impossible, so unbelievable, that even scientists struggle to explain it? A story where a teenage girl falls from the sky, from more than 10,000 feet, crashes straight into the Amazon rainforest, and somehow walks out alive? Today on Path of Knowledge, we take you deep into one of the most shocking survival stories in human history, the miracle of Juliane Koepcke. And trust me, once you hear what happened to her, you won't pause this video, because this isn't just a survival story. This is a moment where nature, fate, and pure human will collided in a way that defies logic. It was Christmas Eve, 1971. Around the world, families were celebrating, opening gifts, and enjoying the holiday spirit. But for Juliane and her mother, this Christmas was different. They were boarding Lanza Flight 508, ready for a short one-hour trip across Peru. The passengers were relaxed. Some were chatting, some were sleepy, some were excited about the festive day ahead. No one had the slightest idea that within the next hour, their lives would change forever. As the plane took off, everything seemed normal. The sky was bright, the weather looked fine. But as they moved deeper over the Peruvian rainforest, the sky darkened suddenly. Thick black clouds gathered with terrifying speed. Lightning flashed outside the windows. Passengers started looking around nervously, and Juliane felt the aircraft shudder. She grabbed her mother's hand, trying to stay calm. Then the storm hit. Not a normal storm, but a monstrous one. A violent wall of chaos that pilots fear. The aircraft shook like a toy. Luggage fell, drinks spilled. People screamed. Oxygen masks dropped from the ceiling. Panic filled the cabin. And then, in a blinding flash, lightning struck the plane directly. The right wing exploded into flames. The aircraft began tearing apart midair. Metal screamed as it ripped. Engines failed. The noise was beyond anything the human ear is meant to hear. Juliane heard one last scream from her mother, and then everything went silent. The cabin split open. She was sucked out of the plane, still strapped to her seat, spinning helplessly through the sky. Imagine falling from 3 kilometers above Earth, through clouds, through wind, watching the jungle rushing toward you with terrifying speed, a fall that no human being survives. But somehow, she did. The Amazon canopy slowed her descent. Branches snapped, absorbing the impact bit by bit. Her seat crashed through layers of leaves before slamming into the jungle floor. She lost consciousness on impact, but miraculously, she was still alive. Hours later, she opened her eyes. Her vision was blurry. Her head pounded. Her collarbone was broken. Her arm was sliced open. Her whole body was bruised. She called out for her mother, but the only reply was the distant hum of insects. Pieces of the plane were scattered around her, hidden among trees and vines. The air smelled like wet soil and jet fuel. Juliane realized she was alone, barefoot, injured, in the middle of the Amazon rainforest, one of the deadliest places on Earth. Poisonous creatures, predators, infections, heat, hunger. Everything around her was a danger, and she had nothing. But she remembered something her father once told her. If you ever get lost in the jungle, find running water. Follow it. Streams become rivers. Rivers lead to people. That simple sentence saved her life. She forced herself to stand. Every step burned. Branches tore her skin. Insects attacked her constantly. Her feet bled. But she moved forward. Hours passed. Then days. She found a small creek and followed it, drinking from it even though she knew it wasn't clean. It was her only chance. At night, the jungle became a nightmare. Crawling insects, glowing eyes in the dark, strange noises echoing around her. She tried to sleep, but fear kept her awake. Every morning she got up again and walked. By the 3rd day, her injuries worsened. Her left eye swelled shut from insect bites. Her open wound filled with maggots. She tried to remove them, but couldn't. She was starving, weak, and losing hope. But something inside her refused to stop. And right here, let me say this. If you're still watching, you're the kind of person who loves mysteries, true survival stories, and real-life miracles. So if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to subscribe to Path of Knowledge so you never miss stories that change how you see the world. Now, let's continue. As she followed the creek, she came across something that froze her in place. A row of passenger seats from the plane, with 3 bodies still strapped in. They had slammed into the ground head first. It was a chilling reminder. She should have died too. Yet here she was, walking. She pushed forward. Each day felt longer than the last. The sun burned her skin during the day. Night brought cold and fear. She ate almost nothing, relying on a few fruits she recognized from her father's teachings. By the 8th day, she was barely conscious. On the 10th day, something unbelievable appeared in front of her. A small wooden hut. For a moment, she thought it was a hallucination. But as she got closer, she realized it was real. A shelter used by lumber workers. She stepped inside and collapsed. Hours later, 3 workers arrived. They were stunned to see a young girl in such terrible condition, covered in dirt, blood, and infected wounds. They immediately knew she was a survivor from the missing flight. They cleaned her wounds, poured gasoline into her arm to kill the maggots, fed her, and took her by boat to safety. Juliane Koepcke was the only survivor out of 92 people on Flight 508. Experts said no one should have survived that fall. Scientists said it was nearly impossible. But she did, through courage, will, and fate. This is the true story of the girl who fell from the sky. A story of survival, strength, and the power of never giving up. And here on Path of Knowledge, we bring you extraordinary stories so you can see the world with new eyes, full of mysteries, wonders, and lessons hidden in real events. If you want more unbelievable stories like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Path of Knowledge, and share this video with someone who loves mysteries and miracles.